Hi, my name's Matt Tate and I'm doing this quick video to share with the people who need some sense of direction. Now, I've actually created this as a response to a few posts I've seen on a group, and this group is for highly sensitive people, or the HSP group. And one of the issues that some of the people in there were facing was really just not sure on the direction they should take in their life. And so if you don't have that clarity in your direction, you certainly don't have that energy to put into whatever you're doing. And what you'll find is that you're actually probably fitting in with a lot of things you were given when you were much younger. When we're younger, we're told by our parents, our teachers, and all the people around us the direction we should take. But the reality is, the direction was wrong. Wrong for you. Because inside all of us, we have this deep sense of our authentic self, and we cover it over with all these shoulds. You should do this, you should go to university, you should be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, whatever it was that was said to you. And so in this little video, I wanted to do a few little questions to help you develop and understand actually what excites you, what lights you up, and what fires you up, to give you a starting point to point you in a right direction that is your direction. So along the journey, I'm in life coaching, I'm in NLP, I'm in mindset training, all sorts of things that help us get our brains back in tune with who we are. And along that journey and researching and looking through a whole range of different methods, I've discovered all these guys like Dr. John Demartini, who does a lot of work in values. I've also studied neuro-linguistic programming myself, which is also got a lot of value driven education. And then I went and studied under, did some of the free courses of Benjamin Harvey. So what I've done is I've sort of brought all of this experience together and come up with a few questions to share with you guys, to have you guys have a positive experience, but to more to the point, to join the dots, to join together what's missing, to join together the things that our brains delete information. And yet very clearly in front of you right now, you've probably got a whole range of things that are obvious perhaps to an outsider, but will not be obvious to you, because we're all in our own heads. So if we can get out of ourselves for a moment and ask some questions, you might get clear on that direction and get some ideas on what to do next. Whether it's your career, or it's getting into hobbies, or it's getting into something that lights you up, and life's just a bit dull, that's where values work, and the reason why I'm doing this video today. And so what are we talking about? We're going to figure out some key words that are important to you and your value system. What I realized for myself when I was brought up on stage in the NLP masterclass I did back in 2019, and on that NLP masterclass, the coach Rick Schnabel, who was my mentor, he elicited my values, and he elicited my values around career. But what I realized is a lot of those values are clearly evident all through my life. And so these values tell you when you move towards something, what excites you to move forward. And they also tell you when you move away from something because your values are not being met. It's really powerful and it's really useful to understand yourself. But furthermore, there's more issues that come up where, okay, you've moved towards something, because for me, growth. You give me growth, say, mate, you're going to grow, you're going to expand, I'm going to teach you a whole bunch of stuff, I'm in. I will jump in. But then, another value of mine is respect. Okay, so you've given me growth, I've moved towards it, But if you give me no respect, and you go, well, but we're going to give you a hard time, I'm going to swear at you, I'm going to call you a lowlife, I will then want to step away. Now, here's the tricky part. The tricky part is there might be a conflict value that's keeping you there. So, what do I mean by that? Well, we've stepped forward with a value, growth, that's important. But then they said, when you get there, I'm not going to give you any respect, and I'm going to step away. I will run from that. But what if I have a third thing that's important, and that is security? And so maybe I've got to feed my kids, I've got to keep the roof over my house, over my head. And so the first step was I had growth, I was stepping towards it. The second was I then was not going to be respected, so I've run away from it. But then what stops me from running away? Security, which is something we all have. And so now I'm stuck, not getting respect, which really annoys me. I am getting growth, which is good, but I am also getting security. All right, so I'm now making a deal inside myself. Do you see how this works? So we have this conflict that happens inside of ourselves. We have the things that we want, they're happening, but we also have some of the high values that we don't want. And the more of the values that are being broken, the more we're out the door. But if we get enough of the values happening on the other side, on the positive side, then we'll stick around. Very interesting indeed. And when you know your values, you can start to get clear on decision making. And ask yourself, well, is this giving me my top 3 values? Where is this thing breaking any of those top 3 or 4 values? And how can I be happy with that deal? We never ask ourselves these questions. We just find ourselves in tension. I know I've got lots of tension that I've had through my life because of these internal conflicts. And so if you're stressed in a situation, in an environment, that's where values work is valuable, because now you understand yourself. You understand why you were doing the things you were doing. You understand why you were motivated or why you were not motivated. Why am I bored? Why am I excited? When do I move towards something? When do I run away from something? And we get to start to honor those things as good things, because we can actually beat ourselves up. We can beat ourselves up for running away from something because everybody said, you're an idiot, don't do it. No, that thing did not value, I do not value. And as long as my survival zone is all okay, then I'm good. So it's about when you are certain inside yourself about these values, you can have an amazing future. You can have an amazing now, present. And so that's the challenge, is dealing with the past and all those people who said you should do this, you should do that, you should do something else. No. Now you get to know yourself and you get to drive the ship. I assume that's how you drive a ship. I don't know. My name's Matt Tate, and we will get started into our values session in just a sec.